In 1977, British television wasn't a 24-hour content buffet. It was a comforting, scheduled ritual. You gathered in the living room, you trusted the 3 channels available to you, and you certainly didn't expect the universe to talk back. It was exactly 5:10 p.m. on a quiet Saturday, November 26, 1977. Families across southern England were settling down for their dinner, watching the familiar, reassuring face of ITN newsreader Andrew Gardner. Gardner was right in the middle of a heavy, grounded news bulletin, delivering a field report on the ongoing military conflict in Rhodesia. Then the broadcast fractured. Gardner remained visible on the screen, his lips still moving, but the picture wobbled, his voice dropped out completely, and a deep electronic drone poured out of the speakers. Replacing the newsreader was a slow, distorted voice with a remarkably polite English accent. The speaker sounded terrifyingly calm, introducing himself as Vrillon, a representative of the Ashtar Galactic Command. For nearly 6 uninterrupted minutes, Vrillon delivered a cosmic warning. He commanded the people of Earth to dismantle their weapons of evil and prepare for a spiritual evolution as the planet passed into the age of Aquarius. In living rooms across Hampshire and Berkshire, mild confusion quickly escalated into genuine panic. Assuming a Soviet attack, a terrorist takeover, or an actual alien visitation, thousands of terrified viewers flooded the phone lines of local police stations and the television network. The entity never threatened to destroy the planet. The eerie effectiveness of the message came entirely from that unwavering, earnest delivery, leaving thousands to wonder if they had just witnessed a genuine message from the stars. Once the initial panic subsided, investigators faced a severe technical puzzle. The hijacker had surgically replaced the local audio feed without interrupting the video, a highly targeted hack that left 0 physical evidence. To understand this, look at Southern Television's infrastructure. Hannington Transmitter relied on an off-air radio signal from Row Ridge. A rogue operator nearby could blast their own signal on the exact same frequency, cleanly overpowering the official audio. Pulling this off required specialized equipment, precise timing, and a deep understanding of relay transmission logic. This ruled out casual neighborhood pranksters. The culprit had the mind of a highly trained broadcast engineer. But finding a broadcast expert is only half the profile. Investigators also had to ask who possessed that level of technical genius and a burning desire to preach about the Ashtar Galactic Command. The name Ashtar didn't originate in 1977. It dates back to 1952 with an American UFO enthusiast named George Van Tassel. He claimed he was receiving telepathic warnings from advanced extraterrestrials out in the California desert. Over the next 2 decades, Van Tassel's UFO religion bled into the counterculture, mixing with the astrology and peace movements of the 60s and 70s. This is exactly where Vrillon's specific vocabulary about ascending to the age of Aquarius comes from. The hijacker wasn't improvising. They had carefully synthesized decades of mythology, packing obscure California UFO cult beliefs into an English accent, and deployed it against an unsuspecting British public. Pinning down the exact details of the crime is incredibly difficult today. In 1977, home recording equipment was a rare luxury, and practically nobody wasted expensive tape recording the evening news. Because of this, the original broadcast is practically lost media. The grainy footage and audio files shared across the internet today are almost certainly pulled from a television reenactment filmed for a mystery show in 1999. Even the eyewitness accounts from the very next morning are fractured. Local newspapers covering the mass panic couldn't agree on what the alien actually called itself, with some reporters claiming the entity's name was Gillen and others insisting they heard Asteron. Without definitive physical evidence to analyze, the event slipped out of the realm of an active police investigation and settled into the hazy territory of an urban legend. Exactly a decade later, another famous broadcast signal intrusion would hit Chicago television sets, the Max Headroom hijack. But that intrusion was defined by manic visual chaos, juvenile rambling, explicit gags, and a desperate, frantic need for attention. The Vrillon broadcast was the exact opposite. It was a completely blind, audio-only transmission delivered with total, deadpan sincerity. There were no jokes, there was no punchline, and in the decades since, no one has ever stepped forward to claim the glory of pulling it off. Whoever picked up that microphone in the winter of 1977 delivered their warning, cut the power, and vanished. They left behind a static-filled silence that television has never been able to explain.